All
Hi.
right, so next up we have our student and alumni panel. And I believe I saw everybody already here. So if we could go ahead and turn on your cameras, we have Niha Alam, Joseph Kirby, um, Roshni Parikh, and Sahila Kirby, or sorry, Sahila Elfar. Yes, excellent. All right. Um, so if you could briefly go around and just kind of introduce yourselves, just a quick 2 to 3 minute, just who you are, where you are in your life, and do a better introduction than I did. We'll get started. We can also go alphabetical here, and I'm sure I can figure out my alphabet this time. So Niha, I think you're first then.
Come on, Dr. Porter. Okay, anyway. Um, Hi, everybody. My name is Niha Alam. I actually started out at UNT because I'm from Denton. And so there I did a research lab in biology. It was working on plants. And then through doing that, I went to biomedical engineering. And then I transferred to a bunch of different community colleges and then came to UTD as a transfer student. And then since coming to UTD, I've done an internship, well, a co-op, a full-time co-op at Abbott Laboratories, and now I am doing a research position with Dr. Pancrazio. We're working on brain implants in rats and trying to increase the longevity of them. But with Dr. Porter, we go way back a year ago. I was also the industry chair for BMES. You guys were talking about it before, right? And we were planning all these events and that kind of thing, planning the career fair. And so it was a good opportunity to get pretty close with Dr. Porter and talk to a bunch of industry professionals. And if you want to go to this year's career fair, I think y'all are having another one in the fall. Go do that. It's a very good opportunity. All right, that's it for me.
Well, yeah, something to look forward to in September. Yes, thank you. Okay, Sahila, I think you would be next if I can. Yeah, Elfar. Yes, okay.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Suhaila. I'm a senior majoring in biomedical engineering. Currently in the summer, I'm doing my senior design class, and I'm doing also something called the Bioengineering Stars. It's a program where we are exposed to different research, and we have to present at the end of the semester. So what I'm currently working on is a project related to, it's in the biomechanics lab. It's related to gait movement, and so basically my project works with analyzing the differences between how males versus females walk with different emotions of happiness, excitement. So we try to induce these emotions, and then we see how, or we study how they move differently. Also, that's what I'm currently working on right now, and I also like to do a lot of things unrelated to schoolwork. I was the president of the fashion club for a year last year. So I was pretty interested in that as well. And yeah, I'm just waiting to graduate in December and hopefully maybe pursue a PhD in the future. So yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome. And Joseph?
Hey, I'm Joseph. So I'm currently Teams calling from Ohio. So I think I might be the farthest away, who knows? But I just graduated in May in biomedical engineering, of course. And I'm now attending medical school in Ohio. So I'm an M1, it's my first year. It's very exciting. During college, I also was part of the cross country and track teams at UT Dallas, the intercollegiate NCAA teams. But otherwise, I guess I worked as a scribe a bit. So if you have any questions about medicine or applying or anything like that, then definitely let me know. So yeah.
Awesome. Then Roshni.
Hello, everyone. Saving the best for last.
Love the shirt. Love the shirt.
Thank you. Thank you. Gotta represent. Hello, everyone. I'm also a recent graduate alumni I graduated in fall 2023. All the speakers are my former classmates. So hi again. Hi, guys. So during my 4 years, I was a peer advisor. I worked in the research lab. I was in a bunch of clubs. Currently, I work in a clinic, and I have future endeavors of going into grad school. Yeah.
So we're going to do this similar structure to the way we do with the faculty. I do have a list of questions, but if anybody has any at any point, feel free to type it in the chat and we'll make sure we get to it. So I'm going to just jump in going straight for the one that I sent you. That was going to be the first one. Is there anything that you would want students to know that will make their lives easier for their first year at UTD?
I have one. As soon as you got out of high school, you are not the same person at all. I do know, like, whenever you're in high school, you take all these extracurricular activities, you're in school for 7 hours straight, you go right in the morning, and then you come back at 5 o'clock, and that was your routine for years. But now that you're in high school, please don't put the same expectations on yourself. You are a completely different person. You are not gonna, like, whenever you go to your 8 a.m. class, of course, you might be okay with it for the first couple of weeks, but then you're going to get burnt out really fast, especially if you take the same course load that you did in high school with the 7 hours and that kind of thing. So please don't overload yourself. Try to space it out a little bit more and calm down. It's okay. You can take your time and kind of enjoy your first semester, first year. But yeah, don't try to do the same thing you did in high school. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, definitely picking off of what Neha said. Your experiences that you'll have, the experiences you'll have in college are definitely going to be a sort of 180 from what you'll experience in high school. You'll experience not having the same people, or majority of the time, the same people in your class. You'll be moving around everywhere. Each course is different, course load in terms of like how difficult it could be. You'll definitely have to use your skills that you learned in high school in terms of like organizing skills, and you'll have to learn how to perfect them and improve them throughout your years in college. Definitely, you'll learn a lot of skills that will help you in the real world after college.
I think my advice would be to know your resources. There's a lot of resources at UTD. Know what course book is, know what, a lot of things that I went in, I didn't know that this existed in my senior year. This could have saved my life. Talk to a lot of people. If you have any questions, ask. Go to office hours. Engage with as many people as you can. Don't be by yourself all the time. Step out of the bubble. Again, like Roshni and Neha said, you are gonna meet a lot of people all the time. You're not gonna always end up in the same classes with your friends. So learn to be comfortable talking to other people.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with everything that they all said. I would say like a big thing I wish I had done is just like sit down and like set goals, because like I had goals in mind, but I didn't really ever kind of think of like, okay, what do I really want and how do I get there in the next 4 years? And that's like really helpful as you're a freshman, and just realize like it's going to be an adjustment and that's okay. Like everyone's adjusting, like Mama Bear's not making you dinner every night now, so like you got to make that yourself sometimes, and like that's fine. And but like definitely try and like set up good habits of like turning stuff in on time, doing assignments ahead of time, things like that. Freshman year is like pretty easy, I would say. Like generally the classes aren't meant to kill you. At least maybe I just took easy ones, but like when you start, just still try to be good about setting up habits, because when it becomes harder, the worst thing that'll happen is you'll get behind. And it's like you'll get through it if you do, but like I had a couple semesters where I did too much and got behind, and it was like not fun. So I would definitely avoid that. Be like Roshni and Sohila. Like I'm sorry, I don't know if I've met you before, Niha, but I know both of them were like always on top of it from what I remember. Roshni always sat in the front too, so like definitely do that. But yeah.
Definitely know what works for you. You'll learn in college that different, or at least maybe different techniques will work for different courses. Like somehow doing the index cards will help in one class, but for index cards, another class won't work, or it might work. Know what works for you, and you'll figure that out during your process and stuff like that. If one thing I wish someone had told me is that it's okay if you don't know at start. Everyone doesn't know at the start. Don't compare yourself. You got this, seriously. Everyone else is also trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to do everything. And just because you think that one person seems like they have everything put together and everything, maybe not completely. Instead of comparing yourself with them, definitely try to see what they do and seeing if it works for yourself. And don't get discouraged, because college is hard. I'm not gonna lie, college is it's a roller coaster, but you got this, seriously. If I can do it, I definitely know you guys can do it.
But our classes are not actually designed to kill you, just for the record there. And to echo, I think what Sahila said, sorry, there are tons of resources available on campus, and you've already paid for them. Your tuition and your fees have already paid for almost everything that you could possibly need as far as the services goes. So any help that you need, it's there. And one of the things that I see as a faculty frequently that students don't like to do is if they need exceptions, I don't remember the correct word for it, but if you need more time on the test, or if you need assistance with anything, or note takers, there is nothing wrong with letting the faculty know that. You need to go through the proper steps, but we would much prefer that you let us know early so we can work with those accommodations. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what they're there for. All right, so we have a question from Emma. Do you have any tips on how to prevent burnout with falling behind on coursework and studying? Great question.
Okay. I definitely want to jump in on this one because I had a lot of burnout. So I had a semester where I took 19 hours and I worked, and that was a lot. And I was on the cross country team. And then over the winter break, I studied for the MCAT, and I took the MCAT. And then that next semester I burned out. And I was in your lab that semester, by the way, Dr. Porter, with the human physiology lab. Beside the point. But I would say a huge thing is just work-life balance. So like staying on top of things, like working efficiently, and like set a timer for yourself. Like you may be like, oh, I want to do amazing on this test, but like study like 8 hours a day, or some people can do 10, or like a day where you do 10, a day where you do 4, and like have time in the day where you were just going to not think about school, and like you're just going to relax, because that's okay. Like the rest of your life starts now, essentially. Like after you get out of college, you're going to be doing a job, and it's going to be the same thing. You're going to come home from work, and you're not going to just be thinking of work at home. So, you can be really flexible in college, and you can the hard thing is like you can choose to not study if you want to, or you can the cool part of it is like if you like having your mornings off and that's better for you, you can do that, like having your evenings off. But work-life balance is just what I would say, like very much so. So yeah.
Joseph said, I would say everyone has their peak time of when is the best time for me to study, whether it be like in the morning or in the afternoon. Identify when that is in the first few weeks or in the first week. See what is the best time where you just sit down and you can focus. And also habits, you have to be like, there's this book called Atomic Habits. It's very famous. I'm pretty sure everyone knows it. But the summary of it is basically consistency, discipline over motivation. You know what I mean? You're not going to be motivated to study all the time, but if you have the discipline to do it, you're going to do it. It's consistency.
First of all, kudos to Joseph. Seriously, the fact that you survived through it, amazing. But yeah, picking off of what Sola and Joseph said, definitely for me, what helped was doing little bits of stuff every day, such as, let's say in your first year, you'll probably take a math course, and in that class, you'll have to do a lot of homeworks, your graded homeworks, your digital homeworks. It's a lot of stuff, and it's due every single week. So that's actually one thing that is different than high school. You'll have weekly homework basically, and no one's going to tell you, oh, it's due on this date. It's a discipline you'll have to put on yourself. And so what I did was and again, procrastinating, don't do procrastination. No, try not to procrastinate, seriously. What I would do is do maybe 4 or 5 questions every single day, so that in the end, on the last day, maybe when the homework is due, I don't have the majority of the homework that I have to do to submit. I've either completed it, or I just have 1 or 2 questions left. So definitely doing a little bit of every day, 15 minutes of studying for anatomy every single day. Having goals of doing, okay, you want to memorize the parts of the brain on one day, and then parts of the muscles in the leg on another day. That's something, set many goals, do a little bit every day for each class. And that in the long run, that'll help a lot for memorization, and as well as approaching your test day. Let's say you don't have to study everything all at once a couple days before, or hours before the exam. So definitely a little bits of every day. For burnouts and everything like that, I definitely had my fair share of burnouts as well, unfortunately. And what helped me was to do things that I really liked. I really like doing art or arts and crafts stuff. And so whenever I feel a little bit overwhelmed or anything like that, I would try to calm down a little bit, go to a place that I feel safe in or like comfortable in, and just do little sketches and stuff like that.
Piggybacking on what everyone has been saying, I do agree with the whole spacing everything out instead of doing everything at once. I feel like procrastination does help to accelerate burnout to a certain degree, and so definitely spacing everything out is really good. I will also say, learn how to prioritize. That's very important when it comes to burnout. Like, you don't have to, you can decide like, okay, I'm going to finish this assignment today, because it's coming closer, or it's far, like it's due in 2 days while the other thing is due in 3 days, right? So you can, if you learn how to prioritize, you can kind of arrange things better so that you can give yourself time to take a break, right? That's another thing, is planning is a very big thing. I guess this is also with the spacing out and prioritizing, is try to plan out things kind of meticulously. Like, one thing that helped me just throughout the semester was I planned so much that I planned naps, right? Just on campus, right? Like, I'd be like, okay, I had this class at 8 a.m., so I'm tired. I'm not gonna be able to uh pay attention the next class. Let me plan out like 20 minutes to just take a nap in my car or whatever, like something like that. Like, give yourself some, like, that should be a good priority for you too. So you can prioritize like, okay, I could do this assignment, or this I'm going to be going over a review in this class, so I really need to be awake and alert in this class, so I'm going to prioritize that nap or something like that. So don't think like, okay, my self-help is less of a priority than my work. Definitely, along with that work-life balance that Joseph was saying, keep that balance and don't be afraid to prioritize your self-help.
Yeah, if you don't prioritize yourself, you will not be able to do all the things that you need to do. So make sure you take care of yourself. That's definitely one thing you'll learn in college, is that at some point you will have to prioritize yourself. Learning how to prioritize, learning how to organize your time are definitely big skills you'll learn in college, and will actually help you after college in the future as well. So, yeah.
So related to the burnout, what do you all do, or what did you all do for your support structure while on campus? How did you meet other people, in whatever ways that may have taken, whatever forms that may have taken? Yeah. I know you had friends. How'd you get friends?
Let's say find people who have common interests with you. There are a lot of clubs in UTD. You can search them up. I'll try to find the link and put it down. But whatever you're interested in, you're interested in taekwondo, you're interested in knitting, you can find a community of people that you have something in common with. And obviously in class, you can just start small talking. what is happening today? This professor is annoying, this professor is amazing. Any spark up a conversation, and then you can have a lot of, even friends from class and stuff like that. So just find, like, this is how I would make friends.
Yeah, all of us took Dr. Porter's class, so that's one thing we kind of talked about. But yes, I agree with Soyla. In your class, maybe if you make some friends, you guys can have some sort of, you can make study groups. That's when we can make friends to connect with each other. There are a whole bunch of clubs and organizations that UTD has, whether you like karate, which there's Taekwondo club. If you like learning languages, there are a bunch of languages clubs. Whether you want to go to the gym, I'm sure you can find friends at the gym. I would know, I never went to the gym, so But yes, definitely finding your bubble in terms of finding the people that you are comfortable with is an important thing. Finding a support structure, whether it's a group of classmates, whether it's a alumni that you shared experiences with, whether it's a professor in terms of learning from them, whether in connecting with them through research labs or office hours. Those are definitely a big thing to learn during your years in college.
Did you all find that you had groups of students that you went through classes with, or did it usually change up a lot?
I think I've had like 5 classes with Roshni, I think, at least. And I had like 3 times as many with Steven, but that was kind of intentional. So, because if you have, especially when you're upperclassmen, the classes are small. So if you have like 1 or 2 classes with someone, you'll end up having like every class because it like narrows down the options, like, or whatever, So yeah.
Yeah, yes and no. At the start of the years, your first 2 years-ish, there's going to be a bunch of people. Your chemistry, your math courses, there's going to be a bunch of people. And then, just like how Joseph said, throughout the years, so mainly during your senior year, you'll have a more close-knit group of maybe like 10 people for some courses. But again, it just depends on the courses that you take and the pathway you take. In biomedical engineering, you can take the pre-health, which is the more medical side, or you can go into the regular pathway of just taking majority of engineering and math courses. If you go to the medical pathway, you'll take more medical courses that go beyond like anatomy. You'll probably take more biology and biochemistry courses, genetics. But your close-knit of friends, I guess it just depends on what pathway you take. Generally, for biomedical engineering, for the main courses that we have to take that's on our pathway, you could see a lot of people that are in the same courses. Again, Joseph was definitely in a lot of my courses. Soyla and Neha, I definitely think they were more in my later on courses during senior and junior year.
Definitely. And another thing I want to add is whenever you do projects, make sure like that's I think a lot of my friends were from doing projects and doing labs together and that kind of thing. Um, don't treat your your group mates as just, oh, done project, okay, bye y'all. Um, you're gonna you might be able to see each other in the future. Like they were all saying, like later in your semester, if it comes to like BMen 1208, I think, or even just chemistry courses or stuff like advanced engineering math, just like those kind of general courses that are needed for the curriculum. But definitely don't burn bridges. Like if you really clicked with someone in your project, please, like, you can hang out with them ahead of time. And I will say a couple of my friends that I did make through projects, we got together sometimes and we were like, okay, we both need to take chemistry. Let's try to get into the same course together and that kind of thing. And that way you can also um kind of make a close-knit group if you want to. I wouldn't recommend prioritizing that. Of course, if you need something, don't try just try to get into it just because your friend is going into it. But yeah, I will say projects are a really big way to make new friends, learn about just other people in general. It's very, very good way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do want to add another thing. So just besides classmates, in class stuff, as a PA, I was a PA or an RA at the apartments and dorms, and so definitely if you plan on living on campus, again, if anyone has any questions regarding on campus or apartments or anything like that, feel free to reach out. I worked in the housing for 2 years, so if you have any questions, please let me know. But being friends with your roommates, as you all know, that if you do live on campus or live away from home, you will most likely have roommates. Definitely try to see if you can get along with them. Try to see if, especially on the on-campus housings, there are events that we PAs make, whether it's painting events, whether it's like an escape room event. That's a great way to find people that you would like to know, or because especially during your first year, everyone does not know anyone, and they're more willing to reach out and try to meet people. So definitely take advantage of the events that are happening in the housing, in the dorms or in the apartments, and the events that happen at UTD. There's a whole bunch of events that like comedy shows or just other painting events or any clay events or bullet journaling events. Those are also lots of good ways to meet people and also find a new hobby that you would like to do.
Excellent. So switching directions a little bit because I've got a lot of things I want to cover. We have more time, need more time. So career prep. When did you start thinking about starting to set yourselves up for your careers or for your next step after graduation? And what are some of the like basic things that you've done? We can't go into a lot of detail because we don't have a lot of time, but what have you done towards that, or did you do towards that?
One thing I wish I did earlier was network. Network. You just go on LinkedIn, find people who work, see if you're even interested in the industry. You know what I mean? See if you're even interested in becoming a systems engineer or a mechanical engineer or a clinical engineer. See, it's because when we get into biomedical engineering, we only think, oh, biomedical engineer. I want to become a biomedical engineer, but actually you can do a lot with more than that. With like your bioengineering degree, there's a lot of outlets open for you. So just network your professors, the students around you, LinkedIn, know your resources again.
Yeah, definitely for me, I wish I networked earlier, and I also wish that I can make excuses for like COVID. I can make excuses for just because like I just wasn't home. I just wasn't at school or anything like that. But I wish I also started looking for internships and just jobs earlier, as well as research. I was only able to I asked around for research positions only until later on during my years in college. I only networked until later on in my years of college. I definitely recommend for all those that are transferring in the first years to start early in terms of networking. Again, networking, going to career fairs, going to panelists at events, going on Handshake, and just looking up all the events that are going on. Again, networking in terms of going onto LinkedIn, just like Hasuela said, and talking with the career counselors about what pathways you can do. They will also give you resources of taking online surveys to see what you're interested in. Maybe that can help narrow down some things in the field that you are in.
Definitely, that's all extremely helpful. I also want to say, along with what Roshni said, the Career Center is extremely helpful. I actually did a mock interview today with the Career Center, and the feedback I got was amazing. I thought I rambled, but she really took the time to explain like you don't really ramble, but this is what you do instead. Um, and her feedback, her name was Megan Todora, but her feedback was so specific. It was so like it's like she's a fortune teller. It was amazing. Because of that, I highly recommend the Career Center. I couldn't recommend them enough. But I also do want to recommend Dr. Porter with BMES gives a bunch of events throughout the semester. Definitely take advantage of those. He gives events when it comes to resume building, LinkedIn. That's like his motto is LinkedIn. And again, the career center, I mean, not the career center, the career fair that is happening in September, take advantage of that. That is where you're going to be able to network a lot, like we have been mentioning previously. Because networking definitely is like one of the biggest things that you need to do. So along with that, make a LinkedIn so you can network, right? Um, and then also you can talk to your professors. Your professors are also very good tools when it comes to getting to know other people as well. So network, 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 do LinkedIn, and take advantage of the resources you have on campus. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say definitely agreeing with all this. I would say as for like career stuff, career prep, like explore things, be scrappy, and just do stuff that you love. Don't just do it for resume, but that's how I would kind of summarize some of that. Any experience that you have is in like a field is like gold. Like experience is gold on any job, any program, anything. Overcoming challenges, also gold. So like just like don't be afraid to like work hard on a challenge and stuff and like write it down for an interview or something. And just like being really willing to learn and like willing to work on a team is like silver. So like if you can't get experience in something, just see what you can get experience in, but be really willing to like just throw yourself at something and people will love that. They'll want to hire you. They'll want to like yeah, hire you, I guess. I don't really know what else. But like that is like the best thing you can do, especially at this stage. You're freshmen, like most freshmen try to get internships, but like most of them do not get internships. And like it's like, okay, just like do another job, do something, do research, like do what you can. And that's like the best you can really ask for. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all. So again, changing topics a little bit. We've been telling the students, we've told the first years coming in and the transfers that this is really their time to take ownership of their academic career, that they are now really responsible for their learning. Um, when you've hit points, when you've had a hard time catching on to something in a class or picking up on something or just struggling with a topic, what are some things that you've done to get past those sticking points? What are some other
I'm
resources that you found? Sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I will say at the bottom floor of McDermott Library, they have the Student Success Center. I think that's what it's called. That helped me a lot when it came to like advanced engineering math, calculus 2, all the maths actually, they help a lot when it comes to that. I think they also do like chemistry and physics, just all of your cores, they will definitely be like very helpful when it comes to tutoring you. You can come with them with a homework question, they'll help you solve it. They'll have like whiteboards in there so you can also ask like different questions and that kind of thing. Um, and so I was in there so much. Like I wish I could tip them or something. Like they were very vital in my education.
I also attest to the Student Success Center. I was there every day for an average of 6 hours. My goodness. But yeah, please don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's tutoring, whether it's the professors, whether it's your TAs in your teaching assistants, because if you need help, definitely help yourself. Find resources to help yourself.
Yeah, talk to professors, like that helps. They're always willing to help you pretty much. Especially Dr. Porter most of the time. But if you like look at something in a different way, that always helps. So like maybe it's watching a video, like a lot of times it's just taking a break. Like you're hitting your head against a wall on a problem and you're like, I just need to like breathe, and then you work on something else and you come back and it's like, oh, it was just that one semicolon at the end of that line that I spent 3 hours on. So yeah, that's what I would say, I guess.
I agree with everyone. On top of that, check the syllabus. When is my professor's office hours? Also changing the technique of your studying. You know, if this doesn't work for you, again, like Joseph said, perhaps watching a video on YouTube would help you better. Perhaps shifting focus or learning it in a different way would help you understand it better. You know, so just keep an open mind to that.
Awesome. I see that we're like at 8:30, but I have two more questions. So if any of you need to go, I completely understand. If you can hang around for those two more questions, fantastic. Same with anybody who's watching. I think they'll be worth it. So we'll see. Any hidden gems on campus that you just recommend, or usually you think are just kind of underutilized, underserved, or just awesome places to study, or anything like that? Just hidden gems that you would suggest.
So my fiance would probably hate me for this one because I always am like, there's a spot on campus I really like and I'm at all the time. And it's like if you're at the library and the plinth is like on your left and you turn right and you go towards the parking lot and you just walk straight until you hit a bridge, there's like a nice little picnic area and there's always a bunch of turtles in the water, and she does not care for turtles, but I really like turtles. There's like 2 or 3 big snapping turtles and like a soft shell turtle sometimes, and it's really nice. So I know maybe that's not what you meant by that question, but that is how I took it. So
That is an awesome place. I like to go for walks around campus and discover places because it can be relaxing after, when you kind of get crazy. And that, I know that place. That's a good place.
Yeah.
Why does your fiance not
Also
like
in that area, I believe. Oh, I'm so sorry. Definitely there is a pathway near. If you go beyond if you're in the Plinth area, the library's over there. The library's in front of you. If you go through the walkway and just follow the path, there's also a wildflower garden area, and that's where there's also a beekeeping area. There's a club that takes care of bees, and that place I found out only during senior year, and I still really like that place. I mean, I wish I found that place earlier because that's a really calming place. Also, behind the Alumni Center, next to the parking lot area, there's actually a gazebo, and it's near, like, it's like a nice bridge, and there's a gazebo, and then there's a bench. It's really pretty. It's a nice place to take senior pictures, which I wish I did. But yes, definitely.
We do have a beekeeping group on campus, and they make honey that you can buy, which is pretty cool.
And they have 3D printing machines. They have, all the engineering stuff. They have like ammeters if you want to go in for testing, or like, just to hang out. There's a nice lounge area. There's some arcade games. It's very hidden. Nobody knows about it, and they don't want people to know about it, but it's open to all students. It's super fun.
Is that it's up in Spin? Is that right? The
In
Synergy
Spin,
Park
yeah.
North?
It's the maker space for the second floor.
Okay, that's been area where Dr. Polk was talking about. So look that one up. That's a good one.
I want to add, so UTD has a lot of different areas just where you can like sit down and study, but because of the whole I guess the amount of people that are on UTD's campus constantly, usually a lot of those places are full. What I've found that's helped me a lot was because when I've studied, of course, I need my laptop. I always need a charger to charge my laptop. Sometimes I'll go to the computer labs instead of to some of the study areas, and those places are generally pretty quiet, and I can charge my laptop while studying. And I felt like that's helped me a lot when it comes to just finding study places on campus, because again, with how big UTD's gotten, it's kind of hard now to find a place to just sit down and just do your work, right?
Good. So I'm not going to count this as an extra question because it's still piggybacking. Good places to eat or get coffee on campus. Mostly eat. Or nearby campus.
Taco Bell, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven have really good like edible cookie dough. I love that.
Good places. Good places.
Good.
Hey, Syllabus is pretty
we,
good too.
we do have an Einstein and Bros. What's it called? Yeah, Einstein and Bros. Amazing bagels. Yeah, and the Taco Bell.
The
Yeah.
Taco Bell. The Taco Bell is very popular for us college students for sure. If you're a boba fan like me, yeah, definitely Ding Tea on Campo. Yep. And then if you like Starbucks but maybe better Starbucks and not as pricey, Dutch Bros is also a good option. It is a little bit farther from campus though.
There's another one I want to add to that is also a little bit farther off campus. Fat Straws. Their mochi donuts are pretty good. Mochi donuts are pretty good.
Mochi donuts.
Nobody ever says halal. I like the place just north of campus, Chopped. Right. It's a little bit pricier, but they have really good food for being near campus.
Yeah, that place is good. Definitely.
All right. So I will actually take it to the last thing. Do you have any last thoughts or last bits of advice or just anything that you want to wrap up with that just kind of really pressing and important that you want to get out?
I'd say while it is good to start getting your bearings, start just talking to people, getting your professional life on track right now, don't stress, right? You're gonna be here for like, although again, 4 years, it's gonna seem like a lot. It's not, it's gonna go by really fast, but take the time to also enjoy college. It's supposed to be a time where you have fun. You have fun with your friends and stuff like that. So definitely take some of that into consideration. BMES will have some social events. We have games and stuff at sometimes. You can go to those and network and just talk to people. But yeah, have fun in college. Don't be like very study-y or very work. Like you have a good balance and chill.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Like, fun is great. Definitely have fun. But don't make it your life. Don't make studying your life. There are gonna be times when you're gonna feel like studying is your life or senior design is your life. But like it's okay. And like there are gonna be times when you're really, really challenged. Maybe challenged a lot. I know between like COVID and like a bunch of different things and like all that, college was really challenging for me. Um, but in a good way that helped me to grow. So like that's okay. Like just like the best thing you could do is just have a good mindset and just approach it head on. Um, and again, I know I said it, but like you're gonna forget it your first year because like freshman classes are not that bad, but like set up good study habits. Don't do like the useless, like don't reread the text 4 times and highlight. That doesn't like reading the text is good, but like effective studying, effective. And if you like don't let yourself get behind, you know. When you're a sophomore, junior, especially like you'll be okay if you do, but like you'll be a lot happier if you don't. So like stay on top of it.
Yep, what they said for sure. Again, make sure you have your own set of morals that you have. Make sure you have your own discipline, or you create a strong discipline system. Find your safe space, safe people. Find good study habits that work for you. Make sure you also prioritize yourself. Make sure that you have your own self-care, whether it's just art, a hobby, whether it's whatever makes you happy and calm down. Make sure you have that as well. Learn how to prioritize. Learn how to manage your time. You'll learn a lot of life skills in college. You'll have to, and definitely improve them throughout your 4 years or 4+ years or 3 years or however long you're in college, and after that as well, whether you do grad school, whether you go to med school, whether you go to industry, and above all else, please believe in yourself. Don't compare yourself, or at least try not to compare yourself, though that is easy to do. You got this. Seriously, you guys got this.
Awesome. So, Hila, did you want to add anything? Lose. Okay.
Yes. So sorry. I'm just getting ready to go to a movie right now. Just move with integrity, be honest, have fun, make new friends, make the best out of it. Also the professor said, there's a lot of resources on campus. Use the resources. Know your resources. But yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everyone. We do like to have fun. Sahila, thank you. Go to your movie. Joseph, thank you for joining us. I know that you're busy studying with med school and everything, so this is valuable time. Really appreciate it. It's valuable time for everyone. Don't get me wrong. But thank you, everyone. Roshni, Niha, it's fantastic. It's just fun getting back with you all. So, all right, we'll wrap it up there. Oh, I have a thing. Hang on. Dang it. Because we have the next one that we're doing too. So sorry, almost done. Okay. I lost it. They will tell you it's not an event that I run unless I have technical issues. So again, August 9th, this is part of the series. We will talk next about are we in the right degree? What is biomedical engineering? So we'll talk about what is actually biomedical engineering, what do we do? And what kind of jobs can you get with biomedical engineering? So there's some career exploration with that one. Don't forget on the 18th, which is that Friday before class, we have the Bioengineering Academic Boot Camp. That is a 10 to 4 event. It's in live and in person, where we will cover a lot of different things. And it'll also be a great place to meet your fellow incoming students. Then just a couple other days to note, the career fair that we mentioned on September 22nd and the family day on October 21st. If you want to go ahead and register for the boot camp, you can do that via that QR code. I'm going to wait like 2 seconds before I go on to the next slide because it has another QR code. Okay. And that's it that we have for today. So if you have a few seconds, if you could give us a little bit of feedback, how this went, anything that we can do to improve, anything like that, we'd appreciate it. You can just follow this QR code. It's a fairly short survey. But that is all we have for tonight. So thank you all for joining. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Have a great night. Good
Bye,
seeing you
Dr.
all again.
Porter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Porter. Nice seeing you guys.